started. Welcome to Leadershipisation, all things leadership. My name is Beth Berghan and I'm a global leadership and communication coach. I work with executives, I work with managers, I work with business owners to help them to lead and communicate with clarity, with confidence, and with absolute impact. And I'm here live most Tuesdays at Australian time, Australian Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Look, I'm often asked, how is it that I create this harmony between my working and my business life? I'm often asked, what are some of the mantras that I live by? What are some of the statements or the principles that kind of underlie my coaching? And so what I thought I'd do today is share with you, I think it's 12 or 13 of these, so that you can actually get a bit of an understanding of some of the things that maybe I stand for. Yeah. And also, what I know is that these statements apply to absolutely everyone. They apply to all of us, especially once we reflect on their particular relevance to us. So, as I said, I've got 12 or 13 of these to share with you today. So, I'm going to talk about them, and I'm going to read the statement or say the statement to you, and then what I'm going to do is talk to them a little bit. So the first one is this: you teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. You treat people how to treat you by what you tolerate. This is all about setting boundaries. This is all about us demonstrating that self-respect by showing other people that they can't get away with really poor behavior, that they can't push us all the time, they can't put us down all the time. And when we talk about boundaries, this is a whole new conversation for another time. And often when I talk about this with my coaching clients, we're working on establishing what their boundaries are. Boundaries can be really hard to set. However, they're even harder to let other people know about and to actually maintain. And so one of the things that you can be doing is learning, how can I respond? How can I put my boundaries out there without being rude to people, but so that they clearly understand that their behavior is behavior that I'm simply not going to tolerate. So you teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. The second Bethism or coaching mantra is this: you cannot control what gets chucked at you. However, you can control how you respond. And this is where your power lies. You can't control what gets chucked at you. However, you can control how you respond. And this is where your power lies. Now, what happens is that just imagine in a scenario where someone is giving you a really hard time about something. They're pressing all of your buttons. If what you do is you react when you're in a high emotional state, you react, then what you're actually letting them do is get into your head. What you're letting them do is take control of you, take control of the situation. If what you can learn to do, and when what you learn to do is to pause, to regulate those emotions, and to respond rather than reacting, the power stays with you. When you respond, you're controlling you rather than that person out there controlling you. It's not just about people. We didn't know what was happening with COVID. If there's bad weather coming, if you're in an accident, you can't control a whole lot of those things. However, you can always control how you respond to that. And if you can respond, and you can do that with, managing your emotions, bringing them down a little bit, that's where your power sits. Well worth thinking about. The third one is this. This one's always a little bit confronting for people. What you are not changing, you are choosing. What you are not changing, you are choosing. Now, some of us fall into this pattern, or we know someone who falls into a pattern all the time of complaining. They complain, they complain, they complain. They complain about the neighbours. They complain about the weather. They complain about the price of things. They complain about their partners. Whatever they're doing, they're complaining all the time. Doesn't matter who the subject is. They're complaining. And what this actually comes down to is that if you're not changing the situation that you're complaining about, then you're actually choosing it. And if you're choosing it, that's perfectly okay. That's perfectly okay. However, if you can't change your situation, so if you kind of process that and you go, well, yeah, I can't really change the situation, so it's okay to complain about it, surely, then what I would say to you is change the way that you look at it. So, okay, you're unhappy with your work situation. If what you've determined is that you cannot, or you don't want to, or the timing is all wrong for you to change that, that's fine. Stop complaining about it and start thinking, what am I grateful for here? What are the things that I really appreciate about this particular job? Okay, you'd be surprised sometimes when you start to notice the things that you really appreciate about something or someone, the situation will change just like that because you change the way that you look at it. Okay, number 4, lucky I'm rich. Lucky I'm rich. This is an abundance mindset rather than a poverty mindset. Because when we tell ourselves all the time that we can't afford things, oh, I can't afford that. Oh no, I'm worried about not having any money. Money isn't attracted to you. You don't get money as a result of that. My dentist cracks up every single time I sit in his chair and he tells me that I might need to have some maintenance work done on my teeth. Lucky I'm rich. It's a mindset. We want an abundance mindset. So the other 2 things that go with this that I've got from various mentors and various other coaches over the years, everything I want to buy is on special. Everything I want to buy is on special. You would be amazed, from groceries right through to vehicles. It's amazing how much you will end up buying that is on special or at a reduced price when you take that mindset. So lucky I'm rich. Everything I want to buy is on special. And the other one, and this I got from the awesome Simone Travers, is to actually look at things and go, oh, I'll have that. I'll have that, so that you place the possibility of having whatever it is that you're seeing others experiencing in front of you. So well worth thinking about doing that. Okay, there's some money ones for you. Let's move to that abundance mindset, or rather than that scarcity or poverty mindset. Number 5. Oh, this one's a bit of a hard one to absorb. It's really difficult. No one is coming to save you. No one. No one's coming to save you. So don't waste your time sitting around thinking someone will be here any moment. You know, there's a bloke on a white horse is going to be riding around that corner, and that person will be here to save me. Now, why do I share this with my clients? I share this because you have to learn to stand up for you. You're the person who's driving your career. You're the person who has a really deep share in the relationships that you're in. You're 50-50. If there's 2 of you, if there's a group of friends, like, you're there. No one's coming to save you. If you don't like the friends that you have, if they're not high quality, stand up for yourself. Move to, find other friends. If you're not comfortable and you're not happy in the relationship that you're in, no one's going to come and save you. You guys have to save it and work it out yourself, or you need to end it. In terms of your career, learn to represent yourself as often as you possibly can, and be the driver of your own career. Be building that power base. That is something that I work with clients on an awful lot. Those 2 things is, one, of being more visible in the workplace so that opportunities can come to you, and the second is building that power base. So I really encourage you to be doing those 2 things, because no one is coming to save you. Okay, number 6. This has got to do with communication and building that influential conversation, that influential leadership that I talk about all the time. And this is just to ask yourself, are you aiming for a conversation or a confrontation? Now, a reminder, our body language is 55% of how our communication is perceived. Our tone of voice, the way we use our voice, is 38%. So together, those 2 things are 93% of the way that we communicate is through those 2 things. So check yourself. Think about, what is my intention here? Because if you're having a conversation with someone, your body language should be quite different. It will be quite different from if this is a confrontation. Now, I'm not suggesting here that a difficult conversation is a confrontation. It's still a conversation. But don't go in all aggro. Don't go in with really negative or aggressive body language. Don't go in with an aggressive or a loud tone of voice. You're having a conversation, not a confrontation. Okay? I think that you'll find that one really useful, particularly in the work environment. Number 7. Are you confusing busyness with productivity? This is an interesting one. This is a really interesting one, because if what we're doing is holding our team or members of our team accountable, what is really, really important is that you're able to see past the activity, past the busyness, to actually look for productivity. Productivity comes from achieving outcomes, achieving results. Any of us can look busy. Any of us can look busy. So what's important, not only that you examine for yourself, I felt like I was really busy all day, but what did I actually achieve? Not only are you asking yourself that question, you're looking at your team and individuals within your team to determine, is there some signs of activity here? Are they kind of looking busy? Or what are the outcomes? What are the results that I'm wanting them to produce? And in any conversation about accountability, I would always be talking with my clients about ways that they can create a culture of accountability. So if you're interested in something like that, it'd be worth reaching out to me so that I can talk it through with you. Number 8, your habits are the silent architects of your life. You determine or you choose what your life is going to be. Now, remember that not choosing to do something means that it's still a habit. If you're not exercising on a daily basis, that's your choice, but that's actually your habit. Your habit is to not exercise. So this relates to so many different things in your life. It relates to food, exercise, how much sleep you get, what kind of boundaries you have, the people that you spend time with, all of those things. Those habits are the silent architects. So they're determining a whole lot of things about your life. And your habits tell other people a lot about you and the way you're going to use your life. If what's important to you is to spend a lot of time curled up with a book, whiling away the day, or binge watching television, that's cool. That's your choice. And because it's your choice, you can't be blaming other people when you don't achieve the kind of successes that you're hoping to achieve. No one is coming to save you from binge watching TV except yourself. You're the person, as I said before, be driving your own bus. Yeah? Number 9. This is a great question for you to ask yourself. What are you doing today to make tomorrow the way you want it to be? This is an awesome, awesome question to ask yourself because it helps you to set priorities. And what we know is if you can be 1% better today than you were tomorrow, if you can be 1% better tomorrow than you were today, by the end of the year, you'll be 37 times better. Yeah? Just like that. So it's a great question. Set those priorities, aim for that 1%, and just be working every single day. Do something today that is going to make tomorrow that little bit easier. This is all about really not putting things off. This is all about, hey, I don't want to be procrastinating. I'm just going to get on and do some of the things that I need to do right now while I think about it. I'm kind of a right now girl. If it takes less than 2 minutes, then I'm wanting to do it right now. Hey, we're standing up, we're ready to go. Let's do it now. So this one, all the time for me, it's about let's clear those things out of the way. We've done them, let's clear them out of the way, especially those what I call silly little vitally important things that are going to help tomorrow be better. Okay? Number 10. This is a cracker. Embrace the power of the pause. It's important to learn how to be silent and how to be silent with impact. So I talk to my clients about what I call celebrating the silence. What's that about? That's about sitting comfortably in silence, waiting for someone else to respond. Now, usually somewhere between 8 and 15 seconds after a pause, someone will fill it. Mostly because we're sitting there going, oh, this is an awkward silence. This feels really weird. And so we speak into it. If you've asked someone a question and you're waiting for a response, the longer you can celebrate the silence, the better the outcome will be. So if you can wait, the other person is likely to respond. Yeah? What do I mean by celebrate the silence? Imagine that you're having a bit of a party going on in your head and you're celebrating the silence. No need for all these hand movements or face movements. Don't be doing that. People will think you're really crazy. Just sitting there comfortably thinking, hey, this is great. I'm celebrating the silence. There is no need for me to be feeling awkward here. Yeah? It's a great one. I love celebrating the power of the pause and celebrating the silence. Okay, number 11. Oh, there's a lot of questions we're asking ourselves with these Bethisms and these coaching mantras. Do you need to be right now? Now, this is a double question. This question doubles down on, do you need to be right? Because there's a whole difference between, do you need to be right? And most of us go, oh, yeah, well, it's quite a nice feeling to be right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't need to be right, but I quite like to be right. This really pushes back into that. The question for you to ask yourself is, do you need to be right now? Right now. Because if you are someone in whatever the situation might be, whether it's personal or at work, when you need to be right now, what this means is that you are prepared to put the relationship, work or personal, at risk to be right, to really push your point and to keep on pushing it, because what's important to you is to win. And when we are determined to be right now, our own needs are first and foremost well before the potential to maintain a relationship. We're in a situation where we may well damage a relationship. Yeah. So ask yourself, do you need to be right now? If the answer is yes, pull back from that a little bit and just be thinking, okay, what can I let go of? And that's when it's great to say, oh, I'd never thought about something like that before. That's interesting. Take some breaths and step away. No point in getting into an argument. Number 9. Number 12 we're up to. There is no failure, only feedback and lessons. We've been taught, many of us, that failing is the absolute pits. Nobody wants to fail. People think you're a loser if you fail. When you can reframe your thinking so that you actually recognize that you haven't failed, you've learned some lessons, you've got some feedback, and that can then provide you with the information, with the data that you need to move forward, to give it another try, differently. So it's not that you failed, it's that you've had an attempt, you've learned some lessons, and you're better informed to have another go. Okay? Number 13. If it's not a problem for them, it's not a problem. Now, this is very similar to one that we talked about earlier. If you're not changing it, you're choosing it. If it's not a problem for that person, whether this is a work or a personal relationship, if it's not a problem for them, it's not a problem, which means that you have to change the way that you're seeing it. You have to change the way that you're dealing with it. You have to do what you can to shift it out of your mind and out of doing your head in to correct it in some way. Now, this might be that you go and you have a conversation with them about the impact of what that behavior is on you. However, if you're going to have that conversation, it's not about wagging your finger and saying you've got a problem. They haven't got a problem. The problem sits with you. This is one that takes a little bit of working out to get your head around. But it is a problem. It's not a problem for them. They don't see it as a problem. Because if they did, perhaps they'd be doing something about it. So it's about you, as I said, change your mindset. Now, I've got one bonus before we finish off for the day. The bonus is number 14. Nothing has any meaning until you attach a meaning to it. Nothing has any meaning until you attach a meaning to it. Our brain will keep us safe. And so our brain goes, whoop, oh, I saw that thing over there. This is the meaning that I'm attaching to it. And in a work situation, we can feel as though someone has ignored us and they might simply be busy. But the meaning that our brain can attach to us is, oh, that person ignored me. That's not cool. They ignored me. How could they possibly have done that? And so we percolate on that and away we go thinking about it the entire time. Yeah? Nothing has any meaning until you attach a meaning to it. It's better for you to go and get clarity. Go and ask someone. Make a comment. You seemed to be really busy the other day. I said hi to you and I didn't get any recognition from you. Oh, yeah, head down. I was so busy. My apologies. I didn't notice you. That's so much better to get that clarity by asking questions with that gentle curiosity that we've talked about so many times in leadershipization. It's really important that you're not wasting your time and energy attaching a meaning to something, because often the meaning that we attach doesn't serve us at all. So thanks for that. It's been absolutely great to run through all those mantras, those coaching mantras, those Bethisms with you. And it's great, I think, to be reminded of these things. Now, what I've done is I've got a free 10-day trial of my coaching for you today is. And these are similar kinds of mantras. And what you can do is you can sign up for free to get the free 10-day trial. And during that period of time, you'll be given the option to opt into a subscription for 365 days of growth. And this will be a short, less than a minute, a short video sent to you every single day with a different My Coaching for You Today is. Now, have a look down below and you will see that the link is there. Would love to have you join us. Join in for the 10 that are free, and I'd love it if you'd give me some feedback about what you think about them. I'm very comfortable with you giving me feedback. The other thing for you to think about is that if you want to subscribe to the 365 Days of Growth, there's an introductory price that's going to be on for the next couple of weeks while I introduce this to the marketplace. So check out the link. Thank you so much for being here. If you've got any questions, any comments, please note them on the platform that you're watching on, and we'll get back to you as quickly as we can. And also, if you're watching this, hashtag replay. We'd love to have your comments and your feedback. In the meantime, have an awesome week, and I'll see you next week. Bye now.